Well, hello Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper and happy Wednesday to you. I'm not waiting for Facebook to tell me I'm live. So there we go. I am live. So I'm going to repeat it just in case I wasn't live yet. Happy Wednesday to you. Wednesday means it's time for stamping through my stash. My name is Jackie Vandersar-Boot and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in both Canada and in Europe. It's awesome. So stamping through my stash was born because I think it's really important that when you order a stamp set, dies, whatever you might order, use it right away because you have a 3-month guarantee on your products to make sure they're okay. Your die cutting machine, I do believe, has a 3-year warranty, but everything else is 3 months. So you want to know if your stamp sets are working, if your ink pads are juicy, and all those things. The other thing is, if you ink up your stamps and use your dies right away, you will be more inspired to use them, and then you'll be a user and a producer and not just a collector. So today I want to show you, and yes, you will still see the ManyCam logo. I haven't had time to figure it out. I did get a reply from them, so I'm super happy about that. We are going to explore the Sunrise Sailing set because I haven't inked it up yet. So I want to share that with you, and it's perfect for summer. And yeah, I love it. And it also works really well with our two-tone cardstock. So the two-tone cardstock is 12 by 12. It comes in a multitude of colors, and it's 20% off for today, Thursday, and Friday. So what I do when we stamp through my stash is I ink up all the stamps. So that's what we're going to do first. And then I'll show you the dies if there are dies. And this set does come with some dies. So let's take a look. So here's the stamp set. And then there's the dies. A big sailboat and 2 small sailboats. Now, when you first see them, you might not know exactly how to use them. So that's what's going to be cool about this. So let's make a scene. I'm going to stamp everything in Blueberry Bushel today. So here we go. Top, top, top. And I have to say that I love the artwork on this stamp. I'm going to zoom in a little. No, I'm not going to zoom in because then you won't. Then I'm going to be too big in there. Okay, here we go. I love the artwork. I love the lines, that there's thick lines and thin lines. And if you remember correctly, I don't draw. So I'm always very happy when the stamp sets are drawn well. The images, it's wonderful. Okay, next we have a water stamp. Tap, tap, tap. And I got ink on my fingers. I'm going to go down a little lower, and then I'm going to go again. And you see how you get a beautiful double set like that? You know what? I am going to zoom in a little bit so you can see better. Let's see. There you go. Okay. Move that here. So that's the water. And now I'm going to stamp the sailboat again, and you'll see why. So here's the sailboat again, a little bit higher. I hope you guys can't hear it. I think the neighbors have a visiting dog, and Bailey is losing his you-know-what. He's barking and barking and barking, and he will not stop. Okay, so now we have this little detail stamp. Take a peek at that. I don't know if I'm doing it straight because I'm kind of sideways. I went a little high. Let's do it on this one. Let's see if I can get it right. I'm a little high again too, but isn't that nice? It's just really cute. And then we have, you know what, I'm going to go with color. We have a detailed stamp for the sail. And let's bring in some Darling Duckling. A nice bright yellow. And then we get some color in the sails. Look at that. Isn't that great? Well, let's go a little softer in here so you can see when we do the two-tone stamping. Then there's a stamp that I thought when I saw it was meant to decorate the sailboat. But when I tried, it didn't work. So I'm going to show you what it is meant for. It isn't meant to go on the sail. See, look, it doesn't fit. I even tried. Let me show you. Did I try it on a sailboat? Yes, let me look. No, now I can't find it. Well, doesn't matter. Oh yeah, here it is. Look, I tried it on the sailboat. It doesn't work. And then here's my sailboat that I did with the die. I'll just lay that here for now. Okay. Look it up. It goes like this underneath the boat. See? Almost we need another boat because now this one is running into that one. So let's do it again. I think this is a really cool technique. So here's the boat. And then here's the water. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? I know, it's little things that excite me. So we've done all the image stamps. Now we're going to do the words. Okay, I'm going to put them all on a block. And the other thing I wanted to share with you is that when your stamp comes, let me just go out of here for a minute. When your stamp comes, it comes with a thin sheet of plastic and it comes with a thick piece of acetate. I've already used my thick piece of acetate. You then put the stamps right in the case. You don't have to put them between the thin piece and the acetate. Okay? And then you save the acetate for your window sheets. There we go. I'm just putting these on here, making sure, trying to make sure that they're not upside down. Here. Oh, see, you can see how this one is crooked? Really what you're supposed to do, especially with the thin stamps, is you lay them on your desk and then you pick them up with your block and then they won't be crooked. That's especially important when you have a stamp that goes with a die. Then it's really important to do that because otherwise the die and the stamp might not line up, okay? And this one has a really great stamp that a lot of you have asked for, and that's called Happy Retirement. And I forgot, there was one image that I forgot to do, and that is of a bird. Okay, now, here we go. We're going to ink them all up at once, and then we can make a card. Here you go. Now give it a good hard press because we've got a lot on here. There. So aren't those great? You're destined for great things. Best wishes. You deserve the best. Congratulations and happy retirement. I don't see anybody here yet, guys. That has never happened. Is there something going on in the world that I don't know about, that no one's tuning in? Okay. Well, we're going to move on to our card. I'm going to close this up. Close up the things. Did you know that when our ink pads store, when they get closed, then they naturally store upside down, keeping them nice and juicy? And then when they stack on your desk, they have a label on the front of them. Those labels are on the back. Okay, so make sure you peel them off and put them on the front of your case. And then when they're stacked on your desk, you can see exactly what colors they are. Okay, so I'm going to keep the blueberry bushel just in case. I'll open that up. Oh yeah, the dies. I forgot to show the dies. So we have this die. We have two cloud dies. Let's see. Oh, hi, Linda. Okay, good, good. Hi, Tanya. This is great. Awesome. Okay, I have people watching. That makes me feel much better. I get really, I feel weird when I'm talking and I don't think anybody's watching. Okay, then we have these dies. And I'm going to show you how they work. I almost forgot to show you. I can't believe it. See, I was totally discombobulated. Hello, Caroline. So glad that you're there. And then look, there's this die that cuts out the tiny little birds. And I have them already. I cut them out and I have adhesive on the back. So those are little stickers. And then we have long dies that cut water. See, so those are I did them in black. And then that's the side, that's the negative. So you could go like so, or you could go like so. But anyway, I thought that was cool. Hello, Ali. So nice to see you guys. And for the Dutch followers, dag iedereen en hartelijk welkom. Okay, I think that I am still missing something, but I can't think of what. Oh, yes, I do know what I'm missing. I'm missing the bigger sailboat. I've got the little one. And I think the big one, and here's another big one, is hiding underneath all my stuff. Okay, let me look for it, guys. I know you guys are going to want to see this. Oh yeah, I found it. here we go. There and there. So the way it works is, this one is a sticker. I cut this one out of a sheet that I still had left over from another project. So you peel off the sticker and it goes right on top of here. And then what happens is you've got that tiny little, let me just put it on the block. You've got the tiny little thing where the sailboat is and the wee little bump at the top. So it's really cool. We'll do it with this one too. Let me put it on a piece of white background so you can see how cool it is. Here we go. So here's the boat base. And then, that one goes the other way. This one is cut out of two-tone cardstock. So that means you could also have the boat going the other way. See, and then it's lighter. And you just flip it. So that's the cool thing about two-tone cardstock. Because if you did that with regular cardstock, it'd be the same color both ways. So now you can pick what color you like. Okay. Now, a little bit of glue. And you know what? I'm going to put the glue on here just in case I forget which side. Just a little bit. Okay. And then look. So you could do this and make a pattern sail if you wanted, but it just gives your sailboat more stability and more tiny detail. So isn't that cute? Okay. Now we're going to make the card. And the card I'm making today was inspired by, oh goodness, I'm not going to remember. I shared it in the Dutch page, and I'll share it later. I'll post the link to her blog. It's a very simple card. And basically, she just used torn strips of our two-tone cardstock. But you see when you tear it, you get that nice white edge. So I did take some with to show you because there's a trick to it. Okay, so here I have my dark peacock, okay? If you want the white to be at the top of your piece of torn paper, then you want to hold on to the part where you want the white and tear towards you. So I'm just going to do this and see how the white is now on the bottom. Okay, so that's what I did. I held on to the piece that I wanted torn. If I just pick it up and tear it, oh, guess what? It still works. But the neat thing is, so that's the torn edge, flip it, and then you've got the torn edge on the lighter piece. So look at that. You right away, with one piece of cardstock, you have two pieces for your water. So yeah, the dies and the stamps really go together. And do you know what? Every single time that I have decided to purchase the dies and not the stamps, then I end up having to buy the stamps afterwards. And sometimes I buy the stamps and not the dies. And then I ended up buying the dies. And then I lose out on the 10%, because when you buy a bundle, you save 10%. So yes, Ali, I feel your pain. I know exactly how you feel. Okay, so we're going to take a cloud cover card base. Okay. Hi, Anna. Now I've got to decide how I'm going to layer my cardstock. And I think, just a minute, did I have a lighter colored one here? I thought I did. I really did think I did. This doesn't. Dark, light. Okay, you know what? Let's see what we have. Because I want to put the black on the bottom, I think. I am completely messed up right now. Does that happen to you ever? I'm sure it does. Okay, I know what I was doing. I'm going to do that and this. That piece needs to be cut, so that's no good. These strips are the same width as my card. So I'm just going to lay the pieces down because I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. Like so. And then I was thinking maybe, just maybe, to have a little black piece on the bottom. Or I'm looking at all my stuff on my desk and there's way too much stuff. Okay. And then the sailboat's going to go on here. I think I've dropped a piece. Yes, yes, yes. Ha! I'm coming up for air. Here I am. Look here's the little piece I was missing. And I wanted to put that right along the bottom, see? And then I could put my sailboat lower, like so, and kind of in the waves a little bit so that it's not just floating in thin air. Isn't that looking nice? Then we're going to add some clouds. Maybe like a bigger cloud in the middle, and then a little one cut off a little bit, and another little one. And you want to make sure that you've got different heights. And then some birds. And then we're going to stamp something over here. Okay, I like that. I like how I've got it. So then what you can do, I've even got a pen here. I'm going to mark this so that I know how high I have to put this piece. Oh, and don't go away, guys, because at the end of this, before I'm finished my card, I am going to show you my black sunflower card. Okay, because I didn't think you would think to do a black sunflower card. I know, it's amazing how excited I get about these things. I'm just going to slide that over. I might have to do a little trimming afterwards. Okay. And then this piece is going to go right near the top. And then this one. Yeah, okay. So it's really important to lay out your pieces first, kind of before you commit. Play around a little bit to see what you like best. But I love the white edge. I don't know, some people don't like our two-tone cardstock, and I don't know why. I do have to say, though, that our black two-tone cardstock tends to leave fingerprints. Once you make your project, though, you don't really see it, so it's not a big deal. But I did notice that, so just so you know. But it's nice and light for adding layers to your cards, and it's cheaper than our thick cardstock, so it's a win-win. And you pay less postage, so I think I'm going to slide that down just a little bit more. There. And now this tiny little black piece. And the black piece could go either way. See, it's lighter if I do it like that, or darker like this. I think I'm going to do the dark, but that's the nice thing about two-tone cardstock, that you can choose. And I'm just going to put some on the ends because I want to tuck my sailboat in there. Okay, so I'm not gluing all the way across, see? Just two ends. And, oh, there's a little bit of blue showing. Oh, that's okay, it's just a wave. Doesn't matter. See that little piece of blue in there? That's okay. It adds authenticity. Okay. Now the sailboat. And you know what I'm going to do? This is an interesting little phenomenon. If I can find my dimensionals. People sometimes show me their space when they start, oh, I found them. When they start filming and everything is clean. And I'm thinking, where's the next desk? Hello, Jenny. Where they have all their stuff. Like, yeah, it's just not in my world. I try, I really do, to keep a clean space when I film, but, oh. Okay, so I'm putting 2 dimensionals on the sail, but I'm going to keep the bottom flat. And that'll give it some different dimension. There. There. Okay, now it looks like it's riding the waves, you know? Okay, now some clouds. I'm going to tuck that cloud in there. Yeah, that looks good. You could get fancy and you could shade your clouds with a blending brush and a little bit of cloud cover to give it some more realistic look. I'm just going to put this one here, and then see, that's my fancy. That part of the cloud's going off, and we'll trim it. Oh gosh. Okay, so this cloud is going to go kind of hiding behind the sailboat a little bit there. And now, oh, I'm gonna use my ribbon scissors. That's bad. Oh no, I don't have to. Okay. So now I'm gonna turn the card upside down, and then I'm going to trim off the edges of the cloud. Okay. Now look how cute is that? So now we have our card. It's looking nice. Now, le pièce de résistance. And that is my birds. And they have a sticker on them. So that bird is just coming out of the clouds. And he's following his buddy. Oops. Who is coming in over here. And this guy, if you keep the birds in, oh, now it's on my thumb. Forget that story. I was going to say that if you keep the dies the die cuts in there. Sometimes you can peel the backing off more easily when it's still in there. And then we're going to do this bird over here. See? So there's the birds. And now let's see what we can stamp. Where are my stamps? They are still on the block. The block got moved. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, which one is going to fit? You could do Ahoy. You could do Best Wishes. Let's do Best Wishes. And so this card is just really clean and simple. Now, if I wanted to, I could emboss this in white. I think that would look really nice. But we're going to just do it in black because I'm too lazy to emboss today. Okay? Do you ever have days like that? Okay. Tap, tap, tap on black. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So now you need two-tone cardstock. Your only thing is going to be is picking which ones you want. Okay, and then I want to show you something else. Let's do the inside. Oh, here's my white piece. So, oh, I thought I cut it to the right size. I did. It's here. There's Bailey's going crazy again. And now my sailboat stamp is missing. But you know what? How about that? There we go. All right, sunflower cards. Look at this. This is the small Memories and More card. So what I did was I had a 4x6 piece that I was going to put on a big card. And then I thought, well, what if I cut it in half? So then I had two 3-inch by 4-inch pieces. Now get them all. I love the way you think, Ruthie. And then here's one. This could be a man card. Why not? Black sunflowers for a man. Happy birthday. Look at that. The happy birthday is from the sweet jar. And the thinking of you is from Sentimental Framing. They have this one in Dutch as well. Oh, what's it called? Caroline, you can help me out. I can look for it. Treffende Tonen. Yes. And then the little tag is from, oh, floral, layered floral, beautiful floral. Layered Beauty, something like that. And that tiny little tag is so cute. Okay, so those are the black sunflowers. What do you think, guys? Yes? No? Then this is the sunflower card I made yesterday with the two-tone Pretty Peacock. So that's the light, that's the dark. And then I took the same piece, and then that's from the bee dies, the Meant to Be. So someone that I know yesterday, I got the diagnosis of breast cancer yesterday, so that's got to go in the mail. And then this is more for the Ukraine, blue and yellow. So what I did was I took the sunflower and I put it through, I inked up the sunflower embossing folder in blue. Then I ran it through and I got this. I cut it in half and then I ran it over with a yellow embossing folder. And then what happened by pure accident is that the leaves turn green, because when you have blue and yellow, you get green. So I thought that was kind of fun. Now I'm going to show you one more thing before we go, if I can find it. I can find it. Here's the sunflower folder. Let me grab a piece of scrap paper. This is not good. I better find another piece. It's already dirty. Okay. So we're going to put a piece of scrap paper underneath. And then look how nice this is. So here we have a beautiful, huge folder. It is 6 inches wide by 8.5 inches long, or 8 1/4 long anyway. Now we are going to take, I can't even, this is lemon lolly. Oh yeah, here it is. Good. Okay. Open up your ink pad and just run it straight across. See what happens? Gerard is starting our portable air conditioning unit. How excited am I? Now this is really dark for lemon lolly. Okay, I expected it to be lighter, so that's cool. Now we're going to go over it with Darling Duckling, which is a darker yellow. And I'm going lightly, okay? Because I don't want to cover up all my light yellow. Okay, and a little bit here. I'm just going lightly. And now, to add just a little bit more color, we're going to go over it with Timid Tiger. Okay? And this is going to be even lighter. You can't get your 3D. Okay. I will tell you, Susan. Just give me 1 sec. Now I've got the Timid Tiger go really light. And look at that. How cool is that? Isn't that beautiful? I think it's beautiful. And then if you wanted to, you could go in between with a pencil, a watercolor pencil, or a blend, and go with blue in between. But I'm not going to do that. But Susan, here is, let me just grab, I'm going to get up for a sec. When you are embossing with your 3D embossing folders, this is what you have to do. I've labeled mine, okay? So there is a plate called plate number 4, and it is for 3D embossing. And what you want to do then is you only want your base plate, nothing else. So that's number 1. And it tells you that using with 3D embossing folders, so you only want 1 and 4. So you've got your base, and then you put your folder in, hinge first, and then you lay number 4 on top, and then it goes through your die cutting machine, okay? So you do not want this one in there, and you don't want any of these clear, mine is really messed up, but you don't want the clear glass plates in there. Just the base and number 4, okay? Try it, Susan, and let me know if it works for you, okay? Well, that's it for today, guys. I'm so glad you joined me. So tell me what you think about this. Would you color in the background? I kind of want to try. Yeah, let me, I'm just going to grab a blueberry bushel. All right, I have here, oh, this is Azure Afternoon. Okay, well, you know what? It doesn't matter. Let me see. So I think that when you go around here, you might want to use your fin. I'm just turning it around because I can reach better that way. That is pretty cool, isn't it? I'm going to go with my fine tip in this little area here. That would take too long, I think. But it does look pretty nifty, doesn't it? Filling it in. And I think that I would fill it in before I went over it. Anyway, you guys don't want to watch me do this. I will do it later and show you the finished result. But it does look pretty cool. It really does. Like, what do you think? Look. They just pop right out then, don't they? Anyway, you know me. I'm not that patient. I am not going to make you watch me color that whole thing. So I will figure out my Minicam to make sure that that logo's off. Although, you know, it doesn't even bother me that much. The problem is that it doesn't let me make my picture-in-picture smaller, and I'd like to make that a little smaller. Anyway, I hope that when you are commenting, either now or later on YouTube, that you tell me where you're from, because that is so cool. Be sure to like my page, my Pampered Stamper page. If you haven't done so yet, there's a little box at the top right that says following or follow or like. Click on that, and then you will get notified when I go live or when I post stuff, which is kind of neat. And on my YouTube channel too, you can click subscribe. That would be wonderful. I would appreciate that very much. And then share. Click the share button and share with your friends if you like what you see. Okay? And constructive criticism is always welcome. And yeah, have a super day. Have fun shopping for the two-tone cardstock, and good luck picking what colors to get. But it's a great deal, and it's 3 days only. So yeah, have fun with that. Tell me what your favorite thing is now to do with the two-tone cardstock. I didn't even show you how to sand it, but that's not a big deal. We can do that another time. All right, have a super day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.